I'm actually going to start painting this until people start coming on, which is not a big deal. Everybody knows how to paint, so I don't think we're going to be missing anything. It's about that space heater, isn't it? It's kind of taking the chill off things in here. So we've got people watching. We have Karen Smith. Hello Karen, how are you, my love? Welcome to the Wednesday Would You Bend tutorial. I'm just painting this up and then I can start. Let me know what the weather's like and where you're joining us from. It's nice and sunny here, even though it was pissing it down this morning in watercolour.
Okay.
So I'm just going to dry this off and then we can start. Oh, we've got 6 people there. There we go, we've got people on board. So welcome my friends. Today is Would You Bend Wednesday tutorials, and today, hey?
We call it Would You Bend Wednesday workshop.
Would You Bend Workshop Wednesday. I stand corrected. I am sorry. Let us know where you're joining us from, guys, and let me know what the weather's like. It's nice and sunny here, you can see, even though it was pissing down this morning. Right. So today I'm going to show you how to create a bronze patina with the Posh Chalk products. And we're actually going to be doing a little Christmas project, so it's not so boring. So what is a bronze patina? Bronze patina is the naturally forming surface layer that develops on bronze as it ages. Depending on the conditions, this patina can range from deep browns and blacks to rich blues and soft greens. It's primarily made of copper oxides and carbonates, since bronze is an alloy most comprised of copper with tin. Now, a couple of weeks ago we did do the copper, so we're just building on that technique. How does it form? Bronze patina forms through oxidation and long-term exposure to air, humidity and environmental elements. As the copper within the bronze reacts, the metal develops layers of brown, black or bluish compounds. Now today we're doing brownie and brown and blacks. We might put a little bit of blue in because I love my blues. I love my blues. Over time, these layers stabilise and protect the metal underneath, much like the way verdigris protects copper, which we did a couple of weeks ago, but with a broader and earthier colour spectrum, as we said, browns and blacks. Historical facts for you guys. Ancient bronze sculptures owe much of their character and visual depth to their natural patina, which can tell historians a lot about the environment they endured. So there's a lot of history in there. In classical and Renaissance time, artisans often encouraged bronze patination to enhance shadows, detail and a sense of antiquity. Many architectural bronze features, statue, plaques and domes develop their iconic brown to blue patinas after decades of exposure. Now, what Posh Chalk materials can be used to create the bronze patina effects? We can use your Posh Chalk pigments in bronze, copper, black carbon and blue-green blends. Obviously you're going to need your Posh Chalk infuser, your aqua patinas in black, blue and snow white, Posh Chalk patina in bronze, and the Posh Chalk metallic paste in bronze, black carbon and blue-green tones to build depth and aged metal effects. So that's that. If anybody wants to refer back to that, it is in the event, so you can just download it and print it off for your viewing. So what I did, I'm going to create a bell, a brass bell, to hang on the Christmas tree. Okay, and I'm using one of my Would You Bend backings. This is Would You Bend 2133. Obviously I'd use the pieces, but as I keep telling people, do not throw these away. So that is that. And all I've done is I've painted it in magic Nude Parisienne because I want to start off with this very greeny, browny, blacky surface. So, first things first, I'm going to be using the bronze alloy Posh Chalk pigment, and I just want to show you the difference because people ask me what is the difference between copper and bronze. Copper is your main alloy, okay, and then you can see the difference in colours. Your bronze is just with tin mixed in, so it's copper and tin and some other alloys sometimes mixed in. So that is the main difference between the very similar, okay. I always associate these with my grandmother's fireplace when I was a kid. All her coal buckets and tools for the fire were all made out of bronze. So I want to make a really thick paste, and I'm not going to get it just with the infuser, so I'm going to be using some Posh Chalk Smart Infuser. I wanted to showcase these. I'm going to be using some of the Smart Texturizer. Now, what does the Smart Texturizer do? The Smart Texturizer is a white powder, and you can add this to any of our metallic products and it will not dull the metallics down, which is great because when you often add a texturizer to a metallic medium, the metallic just disappears. So let's get on. I'm going to actually take my Laser Susan away. It's not going to help me today. So I'm going to mix plenty of this stuff because I'm going to make a really thick paste because I want to make a really corroded mixture. So that's that. And then I'm going to come in and add a spoonful of the texturizer. And I'm going to add, nobody's talking to me, I can't see any comments. That's okay.
We did have Karen Smith slightly earlier say that I'm crafting while watching you crafting, and it's sunny here in Stoke-on-Trent.
Oh, cool, nice.
We also have someone join us from snowy Ontario, Canada, and someone from very snowy and cold Wisconsin.
Lovely. Right, so I'm getting a full pipette of my Posh Chalk infuser here. And I'm going to add it bit by bit. You can always add more afterwards, but it's difficult to take away, obviously. And just mix that up. And obviously with the texturizing, it's like cooking this. Ooh, look, that looks like little gold nuggets there. So I need some more. This just thickens the mix up to make a thicker paste. And it just takes quite a bit of mixing. I need like one of those little whisks, don't I, almost? So you can see there, guys, it hasn't compromised the metallic at all. It's still a very metallic colour effect. I actually want it a little bit thicker than that, so a little bit more of my texturizer there. Quickly whip that up. And no matter how much of this texturizer you add to your mix, it doesn't matter. It will not compromise the metallic effect at all, which is great. And you can use this with your metallic, Posh Chalk metallic paste, or any kind of metallic material that you have. Even if it's a wax, you can pop it in your wax. So that is the copper. Now, because corroded bronze, sorry, because the bronze corrosion effect is quite, it has black bits in it. I'm also going to mix up some smoky charcoal. Again, this is a pigment. It's one of our blackest pigments. It's actually a dark grey. Great for Christmas, this stuff. But this one I'm not going to make it quite as thick as the bronze. I want this to be a little bit runnier, so I'm still contemplating whether or not I should add some texturising, smart texturising. I'm going to add a little bit, I think. I'm just going to pop that to one side, bring my bell back in. One thing I have forgotten is I'm just going to very, very quickly pop a little bit of the TR...
703.
Sorry?
703.
703. So they've got the little cupids on it. You can do that real fast. Can you get me some glue, darling, please?
Good.
Oh, it's here. Glue is here. I'm just going to put that on the bottom so it looks like a bell, and there's a little bit of detail where I can show you how the brass sits on the top tips of the detail. So I'm just going to get that warmed up real fast. This one warms up very, very fast because it is a thin, very thin string. So there we go, and we want the cupids the right way up this time, don't we? Yes, definitely. So I'm just going to come in. I'm going to pop my board underneath. Another use for your boards, guys. Cutting. And I'm going to wrap that back up so I can use on another project. I'm just going to warm that up, get my glue on. Nice and flimsy and floppy there. You can put the glue on your wood you bend, or you can pop it onto your actual surface that you're going to be sticking it to. I'm putting it on the actual trim because it's quite a wide trim. It's not a fluffy trim, it's quite wide, so easy to get it on here. And as I always say, make sure you get the glue to the entire footprint of your wood you bend moulding. It just ensures a great adhesion. Just pop it on the bottom of my piece here, and I've got some rugged edges here which I will show you how to get rid of in just a minute. I'm just going to warm that up. And press that down. Just got some glue expelling, which is absolutely fine. And we're starting to take shape. Which brush did I use? So I'm just going to very quickly get that painted up in the same colour. This is like my background colour, so where all my nooks and crannies sit. I've just got this really dark nude Parisienne colour going. I'll deal with those edges later on because I want to really just get on with this technique. Dry that off really fast. So it is now time for me to start getting the actual brass patina on the surface, and I'm going to be using just some natural sponge, dipping it into my mix here, and being careful that I don't cover the whole surface up. Try and get it on nice and thick. And you may say to me, but she does this every week with the dibby dabby. It's not. There are differences to all these techniques. Sometimes they may look similar. There we are. I'm just going to come in now with my trowel. You can use a brush, you can use a credit card, you can use a lot of things. I'm just going to come in and smash down that texture there. And when you're using a trowel, always remember in between applications to clean your trowel. And I'm going to go across like that and like that. So that is the first stage. Let me just show you where we are with that. Okay. Now I'm going to dry that off because I'm going to come in with the black now. I'm just coming in with the black. And you may say, well, you've already got the brown underneath, why are you putting black on top? It's because it gives two levels, two shades. And I can kind of dilute the black if I want, so I've just got a little bit of that brass showing through, but it's not as intense as the under. My backdrop. And you can go over this as many times as you feel you want to go over it. I'll show you what I mean. Because when brass corrodes, you do have lots of different crumbly layers. Yeah, you've got lots of different layers crumbly on your surface. So the more I build this up, the more depth I'm going to get, and the more it's going to look like it really is an old brass surface. And I'm now going to show you what happens when I come in with the black whilst the brass is still wet. Things start mixing in situ to give yet another level of a corroded surface. And I can alternate, come back in with my brass, just play around with it. show you that up close. You can't see the texture on the camera so much, but there you have it. Let me see if I can get right up close there. But no worries, because what I will do, obviously I make a TikTok video for all of these. I put a little video together, that's why Connor's here filming, and you'll be able to see everything up close. I'm going to dry that off. I'm going to go just a little bit of green on, just a little bit of green. So I'm coming in with my Posture Aqua Patina, and I'm only going to do it on the cupids, okay? So I'm just going to pick out the cupids, because in nature that's what would go green first, the raised surfaces where your peaks and your valleys are a lot more established than just your flat surfaces. I always say I'm only going to do this, I'm only going to do that, and then I end up just getting carried away. Right, so just a little bit on here. Don't forget, guys, that these are all water-based products, so you can spritz them with a bit of water, dilute them. If you've got too much on, you can dab them off. It is entirely up to you. So there we go, my friends. Do I have any questions before I go? This was the class of bronze patina. And what I did want to say is we are now running out of patinas, and we'll be going on to other projects for these tutorials. So if anybody wants anything in particular, please just send me a message and I will create a lesson plan and carry it out in this group. So there you have it. Let me see some stars and love hearts if you enjoyed this little tutorial. I'm just going to recap what I've used. I started off by I painted it in a dark brown paint by the Magic. I then mixed some bronze alloy pigment. I also mixed some of our smoky charcoal pigment, which came out like that. I used natural sponges, and I also used my Posture Aqua Patina in primary green. I used my trowel. Oh, and let's not forget I used the texturizer, Smart Texturizer, which comes in two sizes, 110ml, and this is the 200ml. So there you are, my friends. Have a wonderful, I was going to say weekend, but it's only Wednesday. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be on this planet. And this video will remain in this group for the next week. Then it will be on YouTube. Thanks ever so much for watching, my friends. Love you loads. Bye.